Now that you're saying this, like, you hit the nail on the head. Every other couple we saw talking, Mal and Sal, we literally only saw his performances and him setting up that romantic dinner date. I will say the food looked so good. I was like
Here's I would have
like
said
like
yes to the wedding just for the shrimp. I'm like, "Oh, you're making shrimp?"
the shrimp looked so good.
I'm like, "Oh, you're making shrimp stir fry." I'm like, well, you lead with that, Sal.
What
Of course I'll marry
a
you."
I'm like, I think at the time I was eating like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. I was like, I could go for like I was like, oh, I could eat a shrimp stir fry right now. Like,
And I see your fruity pebbles, I raise you like for chips and a salsa verde. Like that's what I was having for my adult dinner
yeah,
while this
mine
man
was dinner.
like
Mine was dinner too.
he's like fucking Wolfgang
Oh
Pucking
yeah,
it. And I'm like, oh my god, look at the smorgasbord of color. So much color.
I know.
There's
I was like,
so many nutrients.
I haven't eaten a vegetable in like a week, and I was like, oh man, I like actually should eat a vegetable.
Wait, I think there are vegetables in there were tomatillos in my salsa verde, so that counts.
It
Um,
does.
and like so much sodium and high fructose corn syrup. But the way he was just like snapping his wrist like he was doing a cooking show, I was kind of like,
We see him on Top Chef or whatever next.
yeah, the oh my god, Tori, go back and watch the angles of how he put the pasta in and the pasta fanned out, and then they're showing like the texture of the bubbles and the water boiling over it and the shrimp. I was like, oh, and it's jumbo shrimp. Oh, it's jumbo shrimp. Like and then he's like, no, it's my signature dish. And I'm like, oh, he cooks. And then like cut to 30 seconds later, it's my only dish. If you don't get your
Yeah.
thirsty ass out of here.
Well,